about the nightmares that I didn't finish. New day, same problems, man, it never ends.
What up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Oh god, he has one of those mics. I clicked on this video hoping it would be at least iPhone mic quality.
Now, this thumbnail is going to take a long time for me to make because I got to do it in reverse that I did that other one.
Well, for context, here's the thumbnail he's talking about. Also, while we're talking about his channel, likes and dislikes are disabled on everything, so we're off to a great start.
See, a month ago, I made a video called 10 Reasons Why PC Gaming is Better Than Consoles.
Yep, never heard that one before.
And I think I offended a couple of people that play consoles. So in fairness,
To be fair,
I'm going to do 10 reasons why console gaming is better than PC.
Well, that's not the reasoning I was expecting. Most of the time, people do the one side, other side thing because they're just trying to cheese views or play nice with both sides of the argument, but you're doing it because you're trying to satisfy people who got mad at you before. First of all, making a whole 20-minute video trying to make nice with people on the internet isn't exactly a great game plan most of the time, but it also just shows a tremendous lack of backbone. If you were confident in the things that you said, you shouldn't care that you hurt people's feelings. And if you weren't confident with the things that you said, you probably shouldn't have said them.
Now, I just want to say something right now, guys. Before I start this video, I said it in that other video, and I also said it in one of Domingo's streams. I hate when console and PC gaming, like console and PC players, they just go at it and they say, oh no, this is better. This is, as somebody that plays console and as somebody that has a PC and as somebody that has a console, because I have a PC.
I think I figured out why the video is 20 minutes long. Repeat after me. There's nothing wrong with scripting your commentaries.
I have a CyberPower PC and I have a PlayStation 5. And somebody that plays both PlayStation 5 and PC, and if crazy as it sounds, I'm more with the PlayStation 5 than I am with the PC.
Oh, you're more console than PC. Who saw that coming?
The only time I play with the PC is when I do videos and want to play with the mods and the emulators.
Well, mods and emulators are beautiful. I'm glad we can at least agree on that.
And edit videos and stuff like that. But, yeah, I don't like when people argue amongst each other, so this is why I'm doing this video.
You don't like when people argue amongst each other, so you're making a video deliberately in response to the people who are upset by a previous video, which is just going to upset the people who weren't upset by the last one. I'm lost.
And I just want to say something right now. I love consoles and PCs. As long as they're fun, I like them.
Which is a completely fair stance to have. For the millionth time on this channel, I have no problem with people who play on console as long as they don't try to push false information about the PC. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess why I'm responding to this video.
Alright, so 10 reasons, ladies and gentlemen. In fairness, 10 reasons why console gaming is better than PC gaming.
Whew, good thing there's only 10 reasons. I don't know what you would have done otherwise. It's just awfully convenient that these videos always have either 5 or 10 reasons. Surely you're not deciding on a number and then working backwards from there. That'd be madness.
Number 1, more easier to pick up and play. And when I say pick up and play, everybody, I mean it's more easier to just pick up and play.
Oh boy.
I feel like all you have to do is buy a console.
All you have to do is buy a PC.
And pick the game that you want. And just pick up and play. Yes, there is some installments, you know, creating your account. You know, there's sometimes you're locked behind a paywall to a point where you can't play the whole game until you have a paywall.
Let's rewind here. All you have to do is buy the console and pick the game, but sometimes there's installations. So, like the PC. And what's this about paywalls? You mean like if you want to play a game online on console but you need Xbox Live? Or PS Plus? These paywalls don't exist on PC, so you're already starting behind on this one.
And yes, the PC players do have that advantage, you know. I'm just going to say something right now. I don't want this to come out like, oh, I'm making this video about consoles being better than PC, but then I'm giving the PC more credit. I'm just going to give the PC a couple of credits in this video.
A few seconds ago you said you don't like when people argue amongst each other, but now you're reassuring us that you're not going to give the PC too much credit.
So I won't offend the PC players.
Oh, stop trying to play the non-offense game. Be confident in the things that you say. And if you offend people with the things that you say, you shouldn't care because in your mind you are correct, right? If you offend people by just relaying the truth to them, that's their problem, not yours.
PC players have more advantage. You know, you could do mods and emulators and stuff like that.
Well, consoles technically do have mods and emulation as well. You just have to pay for them. And that's assuming they were approved in the first place by the corporate overlords.
So, yeah, that's the only thing that's good about PC.
The only good thing about PC is mods and emulation, after you breezed right past the whole paywall thing.
But when I say pick up and play, yes, okay, you're locked behind a paywall, but I don't really think people mind buying, you know, subscriptions to play online. You know, I don't really think people, because if I'm being honest, I don't really care.
You don't think people mind paying to play their own games? If you don't mind doing this, you really should, because it's completely unnecessary. It's literally just the console manufacturers printing free money off of you. That's why some platforms don't require it, and that's why the consoles charge different amounts for it. It's a completely unnecessary fee that you've been strong-armed into paying. If you don't have an issue with it, you should.
Yes, I'm giving money to play the game online, but at least I'm having fun while playing online.
Weird flex. I mean, we're having fun playing online for free over here.
It's why I bought my Nintendo Switch. You know, it's why I bought, you know, PlayStation 5. And I still play the PlayStation 4 when I do live stream.
Okay, earlier in this video you said you were on PS5 and PC, but now you have a Switch and a PS4, so I'm lost again.
So, yeah. I feel like it's more easier to play a console than a PC.
Because of paywalls.
Because I ain't going to spoil anything, because most of the reasons are what a console already has. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I truly don't.
Alright. Number 2, no graphics card or CPU needed.
I'm sorry, weren't Microsoft and Sony both fucking wetting themselves over how awesome their hardware is?
Now, yes, consoles do have CPUs, but they don't have CPUs like PC.
This is actually true. Because console CPUs are shit.
See, if you play a game on PC without a CPU or without a graphics card, you're not going to enjoy that game the way you could enjoy it on a console. You see,
okay, for starters, if you don't have a CPU in your computer, you're not going to be able to do anything, let alone run games. And as for the GPU, it's totally possible to play games without one. Sure, you won't get amazing visuals, but it's completely possible. My laptop doesn't have a GPU, and I can emulate on it without really any problems at all. And there's still plenty of budget PC gamers out there using APUs. Obviously, you want a dedicated graphics card if you truly want to experience PC gaming, but that doesn't mean it's impossible without one. Not even close.
PCs are not a gaming. It's not for gaming.
That's weird, because there's over 1 billion people using them that way.
Even though they're called a gaming PC, a PC is not only built for gaming. It's built for a lot of things. You know.
Gaming being one of those things. If I build my PC to be really good at gaming, it is a gaming PC. But also, computers as a whole are designed to be able to do a lot of different things. A computer isn't designed for any one purpose. That's kind of the point. And the openness of the hardware is what makes them so good for gaming.
A console, and I'll get to that in a minute, is only for gaming.
That's weird, because I've been hearing for years about how they're entertainment centers.
So, if you play, let's say, GTA 5 on a PC without a graphics card or a CPU, you're going to see that game, that GTA 5 is not going to play too good without it.
Again, good luck doing anything on a computer that doesn't have a CPU, but also friendly reminder that the 7th and 8th generation of consoles didn't have GPUs either. So your own comparison here doesn't even check out. You say a PC suffers with game performance if it doesn't have a GPU, but consoles didn't even have dedicated GPUs until last year. They were using APUs. And GTA 5's been out since 2013, so what's your point?
You're going to have to go through a lot to get that game to work. Settings and stuff like that.
I mean, GTA 5 runs like garbage on the consoles anyways, so not a great comparison. Also, God forbid you tweak settings to make the game run closer to how you want it.
So, I just wanted to let you guys know that PC does have its downfalls.
Those downfalls being the inability to run without a CPU and the lower game performance without a GPU. Two things that are equally applicable to the consoles. I need weed. Hang on.
Bust out the BOD.
What?
The Bong of Destiny.
Okay, I'm back.
And at any minute, a graphics card and a CPU could be outdated. I know it takes 3 to 5 years, and a CPU lasts for 10 years, but
Citation needed. No, multiple citations needed.
some people say 20 years. I don't want to say 20, but maybe 10.
A tremendous amount of citations needed.
But yeah, you know, it's more easier to just pop a game in a console and play.
Alright, let's just back it up here and go over this again. He said GPUs last 3 to 5 years and CPUs last 10 years? First of all, if you think 3 years on the market makes hardware outdated, I'd like to remind you that there's usually about 8 years between each new console release. And also, if you think a 3-year-old graphics card is outdated, I'd like to remind you that the RTX 20 series is now 3 years old, and they're still outperforming the consoles that came out less than 12 months ago. And while we're on the topic of GPUs, the 1080 Ti is still an extremely powerful card by today's standards, and that thing came out back in 2017. Second of all, you say CPUs last 10 years before becoming outdated, but completely gloss over the fact that a piece of hardware that lasts a decade is extremely impressive. Now, I wouldn't personally agree that a 10-year-old CPU is the best buying decision, but that's really just due to availability. Like, you could get a more modern one around the same price if you wanted to. It really just comes down to preference. But then again, you seem horrified at the idea of mixing and matching computer parts, so I'll just fucking move on. And third of all, I forget.
You don't need no strong graphics card or CPU or, you know, SSDs to run a good game, you know.
You don't need them? Or you don't have the option for them. You say you don't need a good CPU, GPU, or SSD to run games on a console, but that's not true because the consoles have all three of those things. You just don't get to choose which one you want. And shouldn't the consumer have a little more say over the things they're buying?
That's reason number 2. Reason number 3, more exclusive games.
This one's just objectively wrong. PC has more exclusives and it's not even close.
When people say that PC has exclusive games, yes, they're right. They do have exclusive games. But how could you call these games exclusive when the PC just takes games from Xbox and puts it on their platform?
Newsflash, if a game is on the Xbox and then it goes to PC, it's not a PC exclusive. The PC objectively has more exclusive games. This is not a war you're ever going to win.
Look at, you know, Killer Instinct. Yes, it is a PC game, but you could also play it on Xbox for free.
If the game is on multiple platforms, it's not an exclusive. Also, isn't Killer Instinct free on PC as well?
And you could play it for free on, you know, PC also.
Oh, yep, I was right.
But still, how could you call that an exclusive game for PC when you could get it on other consoles?
Yes, if you call Killer Instinct a PC exclusive, you're stupid. I don't see how this is relevant to anything.
I feel like, I mean, look at the PlayStation. You could only play Spider-Man on PlayStation.
For now.
You can't play Spider-Man on other consoles.
I mean, I can play all the other Spider-Man games with mods, so I basically can play Insomniac Spider-Man on PC. Also, PS4 emulators exist, so I can literally play Insomniac Spider-Man on PC as well.
Or a PC. Maybe if you download the game for free, which these websites sometimes have errors, so I wouldn't really do that.
I mean, you wouldn't do it, but we agree that it's possible, right?
And look at Xbox, you know, Halo and Gears of War. See, that's one reason why I always wanted to buy an Xbox, is because I want to play Gears of War. I want to play, you know, Halo. And I know you can't stream on YouTube from the Xbox, which that's stupid. Only if you have like a graphics card.
I was going to say something snarky about Gears of War and Halo, but then you just kept talking, and I think your smoke alarm needs new batteries, because I swear I keep hearing beeping in the background. No game you've listed so far is actually unplayable on PC, but you're yet to bring up the actual PC exclusive games. Warcraft, Tarkov, Half-Life Alyx, Dota, Valheim, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, which I know is technically on consoles too, but I think the servers have dusted over, so I'm just going to count it as a PC exclusive now. Then you have all the multi-platform games that are almost hilariously better on PC, like Overwatch, Rainbow Six, Paladins, Apex, Warzone, you get the picture. And then I can just show this giant master list of PC exclusives from Wikipedia, but even then, this is just a list of the games that have Wikipedia pages, so there's probably a few thousand other indie games that aren't on here.
But yeah, more exclusive games. I mean, look at Uncharted.
That's awkward.
You know, PlayStation has Uncharted, Spider-Man.
That's awkward.
All those exclusive games. And, you know, then you have Xbox that has exclusive games like Halo and Gears of War, you know.
Those games have been on PC for years now. Did you make this video in a time capsule?
Gears of War. Who don't want to play Gears of War? You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, after Gears 5, I certainly don't want to play Gears of War. Ayo.
You know, awesome freaking games. Awesome freaking games. And they're exclusive to their own consoles.
But they're on PC.
Awesome. Number 4, original brand. Now, when I say original brand, I just mentioned, PlayStation, Nintendo, and by the way, there's also exclusive to Nintendo like Mario and Legend of Zelda, Kirby, all them, So
Yes, all of those original brands that are on PC via extremely easy and undemanding emulation. I used to play GameCube games on my MacBook on the ferry from Kitsap to Seattle. Like, everybody knows you can emulate Nintendo games on pretty much everything. Also, you're gonna have to go back and explain what the hell you mean by original brands and why they're exclusive to consoles. Because I have no clue what you mean by that.
they all have their own exclusives. I almost forgot about that.
You're yet to name a single game that's not playable on PC.
But yeah, original branding. When I say original branding, I mean, look, PC is not a gaming console. So that means it's not run by anybody and it's not a closed market. Now,
Okay, and that's a problem. How?
being an open market is actually good, but being an open market could also be bad because anybody could take your console or your platform, put something on it that's not supposed to be. See?
Yeah, that happens all the time, actually. People release games on PC that I don't want to play. And you know what I do when that happens? I fucking sue them.
That's why you can't mod on consoles.
Almost like closed markets are really restrictive.
Because it's a closed market. You can't get into the game's files on PC, on console.
Well, I mean, you can. It's just a lot harder.
So yeah. But when I say original branding, I mean they have their own logo. And I do know PCs like that Alien PC, Cyberpower PC, iBuyPower, they have their brands and stuff like that. And some of them are pre-built. But let me ask you something. Going back to what I said, people say, oh, don't buy a pre-built PC. Okay, let me ask you something. Why do you buy pre-built consoles? Why don't you try to build your own? Yeah, there you go.
Okay, first of all, having multiple people building PC parts is good, because then you can mix and match the ones you want and really narrow things down to a price point that you're willing to pay. Also, I like that there's no logo on my PC, because I built it. And I'm going to continue changing the parts inside. You say it's a good thing that consoles are made and manufactured and managed by one company, but really, why? What possible advantage could that bring you?
But yeah, when I say original branding, I mean every PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox, they actually have their own brand. PC, not too much,
And again, why could this possibly be an advantage? What do these companies charge you for that you couldn't just do yourself on a PC for less money?
Especially if you're building your PC when they don't have a brand.
If it's my PC and I built it, yeah, I don't want a brand name on it. It's not theirs. They didn't make it. I did.
You're just taking random parts, and just putting them in your platform or console, whatever, to make a beast of a machine. And
that's literally what console manufacturers do, though. They get a bunch of components, most of which they don't make in-house, and they put it together and slap their logo on it and sell it to you.
I love PC, but I love console also. That's why I'm making this video.
What a wonderful source of unbiased information you are.
Number 5, more players online.
Literally not true.
Online is better on consoles.
Yeah, I love paying for a service that randomly goes down.
And here's why. When you play games on PC, not everybody is on PC.
What?
Not everybody is on PC. Maybe it's because some people can't afford to buy a PC.
If you're playing on PC, I would hope you already bought a PC.
And on consoles, it's more hard to hack if you don't have a jailbreak console. So if you're playing GTA 5 on PC, get ready to see nothing but hackers with a mod menu.
And if you're playing GTA on console, get ready to hear a bunch of 12-year-olds screaming the N-word. Also, I know you're not about to say consoles don't have any cheaters.
Because it's more easier to mod GTA 5, story mode and online on PC.
Wait, why did you bring up story mode? Like, why'd you lump online cheaters in with people modding the single player? Those groups of people have next to nothing in common with each other.
You can't do that on console, especially if the console's not jailbreak. Because if the console's not jailbreak, you gotta play as, everybody else. No infinite health, no infinite ammo, no max money.
I mean, you're making a pretty great case for getting the game on PC here. If you use mods to cheat in multiplayer, you're a scumbag. But if you mod the single player to make it more fun, more power to you. It's your game, it's your PC, it's your experience, do whatever you want. Mods are great.
So on PC, that's not the case. On PC, you would actually have to do a lot. I mean a lot. To stay alive in an online game, because...
Welcome to online games. Get good.
you always run into hackers. You always run into hackers on GTA 5.
Okay, what about other games? Also, pretty massive exaggeration here. GTA does have a bit of a hacking problem on PC, but it's also not hard to just avoid hackers. GTA lobbies are not that big.
Or Call of Duty, or Fortnite. And,
Call of Duty, I agree with you, but hasn't Fortnite mostly fixed the hacking problem? Like, a long time ago? It's been a minute since I paid attention to that game, but I didn't think there was much of a cheating problem.
So somebody will find a way to break Fortnite on PC, trust me.
Oh, Fortnite isn't broken on PC, you're just confident that it'll happen in the future. Okay, well, I'm confident that consoles force you to pay to play your own games online, and once people inevitably figure out how to hack them, that'll just make the situation even funnier from a PC player's perspective. People are already selling modded controllers for the PS5, it's only a matter of time before things get worse. And at least my predictions have a little more merit to them than yours.
Trust me, I swear to God, trust me.
Yeah, don't trust anything this man says.
Trust me, something will work. They'll find a way to make something like that. But yeah, on consoles, it's better.
Because of all the reasons I've given.
You have a better experience because it's not easier. You won't run into hackers that much on consoles.
Hackers, not so much. Cheaters, glitchers, and exploiters, absolutely. Last month, Apex Legends had to ban almost 2,000 PS4 accounts because of an exploit in ranked mode. Gears 5 also had a massive problem with people quitting matches in progress to cheese their ranking, and that was on both Xbox and PC. Then, just off of memory, I know there were a lot of people banned from Red Dead Online for abusing glitches long before that game was even on PC. Hacking isn't the be-all end-all of cheating in video games. I say this all the time, but if you give people the ability to cheat in a game, they're going to do so. It's not a platform problem, it's a developer problem.
On PC, it's more often that you will run into a hacker that will just ruin your experience to a point where you don't want to play the game anymore.
Never mind out-of-map glitches that people abuse whenever they're discovered. I also had to quit playing Black Ops 3 on Xbox because that game is a fucking mess now between all the invisible players and modded controllers. Cheating is a major problem on consoles, just like it is on PC. Pull your finger out of your ass.
Only like if you play a closed session, but I'm pretty sure they'll find a way just to get into that too.
What?
Yeah. That's number 5. Number 6, no errors or crashing. And when I say no errors or crashing, I mean...
Yes, please explain yourself on this one. No errors or crashing on consoles. Like, for the love of God, explain yourself.
When I'm playing WWE 2K19 sometimes on PC, and if I overboard it, sometimes the game crashes.
If you overboard it?
Or sometimes the game doesn't load, due to the mods that I have on the console or on the game.
If a mod is crashing your game, uninstall that mod because it's not programmed properly. Problem solved.
Or sometimes when I try to do something and I just put the PC in pressure, it'll take a long time for that. It'll take a long time for that PC to load. It loads if you have a lot of SSDs, but...
Well, you're in luck, because I've got 20 SSDs in my computer. I've never crashed in any game because of all the SSDs I have. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
PC loading time could be kind of long.
Why are we talking about load times? We were talking about errors and crashing. That has nothing to do with load times.
Especially if there's an error. And that's another thing. Errors are more often on PC than you have on consoles. See, consoles are anti-error. They have a built-in anti-error.
They have built-in anti-error. Built-in anti-error. Also, can we rewind to the absolute irony of you talking about WWE crashing on PC, but completely forgetting about how WWE 2K20 was so broken on every platform, they had to completely skip the next entry in the series. There was no 2K21 because 2K20 was so broken. But tell me more about how this is a PC exclusive problem.
On PC, there's no anti-cheat.
Literally not true.
There's no anti-error. They allow you to just install anything on a PC.
Yes, you can install anything on a PC, but that doesn't mean it's without consequence.
So that means, if you install like a mod menu on GTA 5, or if you install, a recording app, or if you install any emulators, or if you install anything on a PC, 100%, hell, even sometimes mods, 100% of most of the time.
100% of most of the time.
100% of most of the time, you're gonna run into an error. or crashing.
You seriously have no idea what you're talking about. I've been using emulators since 2014 and have had barely any problems. I've been dabbling in mods since like 2018 and have barely had any problems. Also, interesting change of tune here regarding GTA on PC, because earlier in the video you said GTA was shit on PC because of all the modders, but now you're saying downloading mods on GTA will result in errors? If mods caused errors, why would they negatively impact other people's experiences?
Due to, if you download something, sometimes there's a virus in the download.
Okay, so don't download sketchy files. It's 2021, you should be able to identify sketchy files at this point.
And sometimes that virus causes errors, sometimes that virus causes, crashing.
So don't download it.
Of anything. Even the whole console. Sometimes the whole console shuts down. I'm talking about the PC.
Nice phrasing there. I totally knew what you were trying to say.
So, yeah. Number 7, official gaming console.
Didn't you already say this one? Like, is this not what you were already talking about when you were going on about original branding?
You see, what a PC is, the reason you need so much stuff to play games on a PC...
You don't need any more than you do on console, but go on.
...is because it's not for gaming.
Yeah, no, you already talked about this one, but let's just start round 2, I guess.
It could run gaming better than a console, but... A console, you don't have to worry about not playing the game that long.
I'm at a loss for words at this point.
On a PC, I only play games on my PC for like a couple of minutes.
What a wonderfully unbiased source you are.
And look, I don't play PC like religiously. I play PC to make videos with on 2K19 and the emulator. That's all I do.
You make videos on an emulator, but didn't you say emulators cause errors like a minute ago?
Upload. You see, the only reason I bought a PC is to do mods on 2K19.
Wait, so now you don't use emulators?
Is to do to do mods on 2K19.
Also, what happened to the whole mods break your computer thing you were shitting out of your mouth a couple minutes ago? You bought your PC to do mods, but also mods are bad?
To do emulators and upload the videos that I do, like the Marvel vs. Capcom, the Godzilla videos, the King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong video.
Well, good to see you're emulating again. That didn't take long. Also, I don't know what Marvel vs. Capcom is, but I'm scared.
The SVR series, because that's the one thing you can't get SVR games on the consoles that now.
Also, not to judge how people have fun in video games, but it just dawned on me that you've been driving around on your motorcycle for 15 minutes now. Like, you're not doing missions, you're just driving around the same space over and over again. Just an interesting use of one's time.
The only thing that I don't like about console is there's no mod support. Why can't we just put a USB and go to settings and download the mod? And install the mod into the game.
So PC mods are bad, but console mods need to happen. Gotcha.
I don't understand that. I don't. But yeah, it's an official gaming console.
Which changes your experience somehow.
You see, seriously, guys, I told you guys this. I'm trying to tell you guys this. PC is not an official gaming console. It's not.
And that's a good thing. More open marketplace, more accessible games, more options with your games, more diverse hardware. It's great. I'm glad the PC isn't an official console because that's quite literally what makes it so much better.
It's not official gaming console. Trust me.
I don't have to trust you on something that's just common knowledge. It's like saying, "Hey, you shouldn't run red lights. Trust me." Hey, you shouldn't set yourself on fire. Trust me.
So yeah, that's number 7. Number 8, better online games. And when I say better online games, yes, PC has less online games.
Quite literally not true. We have just about every online game the consoles do, and then 1.5 million exclusives on top of that.
And I know that you could get more games and for free on PC. Sometimes you could download them.
Ah, yes. Sometimes you can download games on PC, but only sometimes.
But the problem with that is you're not officially buying the game.
Wait, we're talking about DRM now? You just said we were talking about online games, but now we're talking about ownership? When you download a game on console, you don't technically own that either, right?
So if they catch you playing the game without purchasing priorly, piracy, something like that, you're in trouble.
The word you're looking for here is piracy, or the 7 C's, or just YAR.
Because I don't condone that, you know. I don't condone, and that's another thing. When you get a piracy version of the game and stuff like that,
A yo-ho-hoed version of the game.
you can't mod that game.
Yes, you can. Also, if Microsoft or Sony catch you stealing games, you're going to get in trouble there too, so I'm really not sure what your point is.
But people find a way to mod it, like 2K19. The codex version, yeah, you can't mod a codec version of 2K19. You need to buy it off Steam.
Yeah, about that.
Because it's attached to Steam. Because in CCT, it won't show up on a codec version. Like, it'll tell you that unsupported game version. So, yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. At this point, I'm inclined to believe it's wrong, but I guess we'll just keep moving forward.
But yeah, better online games. Like, Fortnite plays better on console. I'm gonna have to say it, you know.
Ah, yes. Consoles are better because Fortnite. Also, no. Fortnite plays better on PC, just like every other multiplat.
I do know on PC, you know, you got better streaming and recording apps. Like, you have OBS. Yes, that's true. You do have OBS on PC and stuff like that, and I'm not lying and stuff like that.
You heard it here. The only advantage of PC multiplats is the recording software.
I use OBS to record my videos, and yeah, so, and it's okay. But with PC, we see with gaming today, with today's gaming consoles, you have a built-in capture card.
What?
You know, I mean, look at the Xbox 360 and PS3. Imagine if those consoles had built-in capture cards, and you just press a button and record, and they could have run it.
I mean, I know the Xbox One could do the whole Xbox record that thing with the DVR. I'm pretty sure PS4 could do that too. I'm just spitballing here because I truly do not know what your point is.
You know, do you imagine how good that will be? You know, and that's another thing. You have better online experience. You have better online games, and better experience on console.
Part 7 is reminding you that virtually every console game is playable on PC, especially the online ones. Like, truly, name a single online game that's exclusive to consoles in 2021. And also, we don't have to pay to play them.
Yes, it's not going to run better than on PC, but it's going to run better for your experience.
So it runs better on PC, it's free on PC, but the experience is better on console. You truly are made of spare parts.
Without no hackers and stuff like that.
What was the point of breaking this video into 10 parts if you were just going to bring up the same bullshit points as 5 minutes ago?
You see, if you play Fortnite, like going back, if you play Fortnite on PC, 100% you're going to run into a hacker every single time. It's very rare to run into a hacker.
I used to play Fortnite regularly on PC, and I rarely ran into hackers. And this was back when Fortnite was still fun, so like 2017 to 19. And you rarely ran into hackers back then. Like every once in a while, sure, but it wasn't a giant problem. And I shit on Fortnite every chance I get, so imagine how wrong you are here that I'm defending it now. And again, cheating is completely possible on console, it's just not as flashy as an aimbot.
But on console, everybody has to play the game the way everybody plays the game. Like the game is meant to play.
How is this any different than PC? If you break the TOS, you can get banned.
So, yeah, that's number 9. Number 8. Number 9.
Jesus Christ.
Better party chats. And when I say better party chats, I mean this is where console completely destroys PC.
Damn, bro, you got me there. Let me hop in a Discord call with my buddies and cry about how hard you just got me. Or maybe I'll call someone on Skype and complain about it. Or maybe I'll join a Zoom chat and discuss it. Or maybe I'll hold down the push-to-talk button in whatever game I'm playing and get some random opinions on it.
You see, on Steam, you could add people.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Steam chat. I'll do that too.
But you have to be in a public party before you add somebody.
How is this any different than on console? If someone is showing offline on console, you can't invite them to a party. Or at least you shouldn't be able to, because otherwise what's the point of showing offline?
You see, on consoles, you can make your account private.
PC does that too.
When you play games on Steam, you can't have your account to be private. You can't.
You literally can.
Because mods won't work, some stuff won't work. You know, on PlayStation and Xbox, you could just get into a party and start chatting. You don't need to download a different website.
You don't download websites, you fucking dunce.
And you just don't need that. You don't need that, everybody.
Yeah, you know what everybody needs. No need to give people options if you don't like them.
You don't need that, everybody. All you need to do is create a party on console.
Or on PC.
That's where consoles beat PC. Better party chats.
There's still another 3 minutes of this video left. I need more weed. Hang on.
Take it to the head, bitch.
Draws like a pencil.
You know, better party chats. You know, on PC, it's so complicated. You know, you need to add the person. You need to create a. You could create. You do have to add somebody on consoles before you chat with them and play games with them.
Okay, so it's exactly what you said PC was like.
But you don't have to be in a party to play games with somebody.
If you're going to queue up with somebody in an online game, yes, you need to party up with them. This is how online games work.
I think on PC, on Steam, you actually have to be in a party before you play a game with somebody. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense that you have to party up with people you're playing with? So the game knows to put you on the same team? Or on the same server? What the fuck games are you playing?
Doesn't make sense. You know, when me and Domingo play, yeah, we use an app to talk to each other because there's no, on Nintendo Switch, there's no party chat, which I think is stupid.
Yeah, and you're paying to play games online on the Switch. Imagine that.
Hopefully they give us that option, so that would be so freaking awesome.
I mean, you already paid for the service, so they really have no reason to give you more features. Are you seeing the problem with console subscriptions yet?
Number 10, everybody.
Oh boy, I can't wait to shit my pants at how great this last point is.
Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Do I have to tell you?
Yes, you do. You absolutely do.
And I know that there's other consoles out there. Do I have to tell you how much these three companies made people happy over the years?
I need more weed.
These consoles that I just mentioned were around way before PC was.
They literally were not.
Way before PC was.
If you say it twice, it becomes true.
These consoles that I just said have one of the best history when it comes to gaming.
No.
Xbox does their own thing with their exclusive games. PlayStation does their thing with their exclusive games. Nintendo does their stuff with their exclusive games. It's just awesome. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
So what I'm getting here is consoles are better because exclusives. Coming from the guy who has yet to list an actual exclusive game.
I love all three of these consoles. Now, sadly, I do have a Switch.
I love these consoles, but sadly, I have one of these consoles.
And a PlayStation 5. I don't have the new Xbox. I think I'm going to get the new Xbox. I think I'm going to save up just to play Gears of War and Halo.
Or just go get a PC and play everything.
But yeah, guys, that's 10 reasons why console gaming is better than PC gaming. To be fair.
To be fair.
It's only in the heart of fairness. I'll see you guys later.
Holy shit, this was a long one. I know I said before that I was working on a really long video, but this actually was not it. The super long one I was talking about is still coming out Friday, but I was originally going to do something a lot shorter for today until this gem just got dropped in my lap. If you make it all the way through, you're a fucking champ. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat a bunch of food and make out with my fiance. Toodles.